Hello, it's Bernie again. So, as you see in front of us, we have it's an 85, believe it or not. But with all the heat from the turbos, just by putting this hood on with the ram air scoops and the grill opening, that's actually in this, a lot of the heat disappeared. But the problem is that the heat is still getting trapped up in this area here. So what I'm planning on doing is making some louvers to put into it and see if we can extract some of the heat out of it. So now we're going to cut off a perfectly good bonnet, but anyway, let's start making some. So okay, if you look at the top where the hood is, see we got a turn the tape the other way. Okay, so look at the top of the hood. You can see the scoops are around 10 or so inches wide. We're not going to make them the whole width of the hood. I'm going to do it around 7 inches or so. And we're actually, right now, we're probably going to make them probably around 20 inches long. So, anyway, when we come over here, we have 2 sheets of paper just taped together. And we're just going to cut a rectangle out 7 inches by 20 or so, whatever we're going to do with it, and we'll see where that gets us. So we get some lines drawn. I think it's probably around 7 1/4, and it's well, I think it's 21 inches. I'll look at it now. It's 20 1/2. So this is the size we're going to make it. So I'll just trim this piece off now, and I'll start all around off some of the edges. Okay, so this is the template that we're actually making out of cardboard, obviously. And we just got the top off this tin of brake cleaner, just to trace out the ends, just give some round hard ends there. So what we're going to do now is we have a piece of flat bar there. Measures 1 inch, and we have this ruler here, and I've never looked at it yet, but I'm pretty sure that measures 2 inches, I think, and it measures 2 inches. So what we're going to do, we're just going to draw a 1 inch line, 2 inch line, 1 inch line, 2 inch line, all the way up this. So anyway, and then we'll have like a ladder piece, and then we're just going to trim up the spots that we need onto it. So I'll do now. I'll make the ladder piece, and I'll show you in a second. Okay, so 1 inch, 2 inches, 1 inch, 2 inches, and on and on and on. And you can see we ended up right here. So you could have kept on going as long as you want. You could have made this thing 4 feet long if you wanted to keep on adding paper. So anyway, we know this is the end here. So we're just going to come back now. We'll correct. We'll cut this off here, and we'll correct our radius here on the corner. So the template now is laid on top of the card. So if we're happy with the placement of it, the length, this is where we're going to put it. So we're basically going to transfer this to a piece of aluminum that I have. But the thing is, what we need the template is, you either cut a whole hole in the top of your hood, or you cut the blocks out and leave the pieces in the middle, which is what I'm planning on doing. So once we get the piece cut out and the same thing transferred over to aluminum, we're going to use this to cut the pieces in the hood. So obviously we'll have to cut the block out of every piece that we're going to use there. Okay, so we're going to transfer it over to the aluminum. Okay, so the piece, that it matters, was turned upside down, like I say, on both sides. So right now we just used a Sharpie, and we trace the piece to the aluminum. Okay, so the next step is going to be to cut this piece of aluminum out, and that's what we'll do next. Alright, so we took this template and we drew a second one, just get rid of some of the lines to make it less confusing. And we took a razor blade and we cut the inside out like so. So now, with the aluminum piece cut, and this piece, we'll just lay this on top, and we'll trace out the windows. And remember, when we put it on, they're going to fold down, so we're only going to cut the bottoms out of each one and leave the top one there. So we'll bend it down then, right? Okay, so we're going to make some cuts. Basically, it's going to be with a angle grinder or an air powered zip cut. So we'll start cutting, and we'll see how it looks shortly. So here we have the piece traced out for the template. So you know we're cutting on the line here, leaving this piece here all the way up. And when we're finished, I marked this F for the front, so I finished, they'll all tip down, and then we'll just trace it out and cut the pieces in the top of the hood. So let's see if we cut these pieces out, and we'll have another look then. Yeah, okay, so I fast forward a little bit. I actually deburred them all and cut them. So basically all we done, got the angle grinder, cut them all out, and just this piece that goes across here, as we were going, obviously everyone laid, but basically it was just laid on the edge of that bench there, and it was just pushed down on an angle. Obviously we started from the front and finished it up by the time we went back there. Then I had to make two. So they're not actually they're not necessarily laid on top of it, so obviously we gotta cut the area and put them down into it. But it should look alright. Little flush mount thing. I'm figuring the air is going to come in through here. Even if I put the grill back, I'll cut the back out of it, or I may just leave it open or put some of the mesh in here. But if as the air passes in through here, I'm figuring it's going to hit the bottom of the louver, and it's going to push it up out of the car. And even if it's parked, I mean, it's a spot for it to escape. So I mean, it shouldn't the heat shouldn't be a problem anyway. And even like here on this hood, this lower area here, the 85 didn't have that either. So it's that's all going to help as well. So alright, so I guess we're going to have to start take our template, which we have over here, and one goes one way and the other one goes upside down the other way, but we'll see where we're going to put that too. And we'll trace out the squares, and we'll cut the squares, so should be able to put it down and in, and we'll have here probably whatever we're going to fasten it with, put it down, maybe rivets or something, I don't know. But we'll get them down in place and see how it looks then. And the extra material will help keep the hood a bit more rigid as well. That's the plan anyway. Alright, so let's mark them and we'll see how it looks like then. Yeah, so we laid the template down. We had our tape down around the edge. There's the ball tape there. But anyway, then we just used the pick scribed into the paint. And we got this looking here. So plan is to cut them out, and when they locked in, this will just slide down into where it's at. But anyway, we're going to take the other side now. We're going to tape down the template, and we're going to see if we can do the same thing, scribe the other one. Let's do two of them at one time. Okay, so I'll actually show it this time how it's done. So yeah, we got our tape down there. Alright, so that's all we're doing there now is just taking that and so there's a couple layers of paint there, and just do all the windows, and then we have our mark. It's only cut it out. So yep, next time you see this, it'll probably be both sides cut out. Well, they're laid in, so as you can see, this one here, I deburred all the edges with the file, and goes in like so, so it gets it riveted down. So anyway, what should happen, if you look at it, The air should come in through the front of it there. You can see it. And it should pick up at the louvers right here. Right? So I'm hoping that's going to drive the heat out. But even if it's not moving, the heat got a place to go right now anyway. And if it's not enough, I'll put another one or two here, but we'll see what that does for now. So I guess we're going to clean the edges up on the other one and see if we can pass it down. And here we have them installed. So it'll look, yeah, I rivet them in after. Just 3/16 rivets. I was going to use sheet metal screws there first, but I said it'll look all bad enough as it is. But yeah, as you can see down in there, now what you can see in there, you can see the actual headers and an exhaust pipe to the right of it. This side of the headers are there as well. So the vents are pretty well right over the exhaust, which is where most of the heat is. So next time we get her out, we'll probably do some more temperature readings onto it and see how it does. But for now, that's how you make a set of hood vents and install them.